Cherry Purls podcast. This is episode 42, right? Correct, 42. We are a knitting and spinning. Today we have some spinning. We are a knitting spinning podcast coming to you from outside New Orleans, Louisiana, usually weekly. And we're happy that you're here with us today. I'm Robin.
I'm Mary.
You can find me as Teeny Button on Instagram and Ravelry, and you can find my Etsy shop, Teeny Button Studio, where I sell hand-dyed yarns.
And I am Snippin' Full on Ravelry, and on Instagram, I am My Angry Orange Cat.
And we have a podcast group. It is Cherry Purls Podcast. It's linked down below, or you can search in the groups tab on Ravelry, and that is where you can find all of our show notes for this episode, as well as our chatter and finished objects threads for our current knit-along. So would you like to talk about the knit-along?
Sure. We currently have a knit-along, spin-along, and crochet-along going on in our podcast group. It is called the Crew of Yarniest Cal, and it is celebrate the season of Mardi Gras. To participate in the Cal, you need to knit something in the colors purple, green, or gold. It needs to be a single project, so something like a single sock or a blanket square would not qualify. You can spin as long as you spin, I think...
20 grams?
Well, we said it was 20 grams, but you were talking last week about how yarn fiber is usually measured in ounces. So I think I figured that out to be 0.7 ounces.
Something like that.
So that would be what we guess to be the size of a small project.
We're going by the honor system, so just don't,
Play fair.
Yeah.
Whips are allowed, and please double dip in any other Cal that this would qualify for. But we will be giving prizes in both the chatter threads and the finished object thread. You do need to be a member of the podcast group to win a prize, so come on over and join. Mm-hmm. The Cal started on January the 6th and will run all through the Mardi Gras season, ending on Mardi Gras Day, which is February 28th.
Yes. So,
come on over.
Yeah, I think that's everything. We do have some prizes. We have a couple of things that were given to us this week to give away to you guys. We're actually going to show them in acquisitions and throw us something, mister, because they sent some things for us as well. Mm-hmm. So stick around towards the end of the episode and we'll show you what's up for grabs, maybe for the knit-along or for a separate giveaway.
Yeah, one of them I think will be a separate giveaway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But the other one probably will be for the Crew of Yarniest Cal.
Yeah. So
we have some finished objects.
We did. We have a lot. I have 3 if you count spinning.
All right.
Should I go first or should you go first?
You may go first.
I'll go first. Okay. So I showed this last week. We put it on. This is my pussy hat for the Women's March. And I started it like the night before we podcasted last time, and then I finished it that night. So it took less than 24 hours to knit.
Started last Friday.
Yeah, I don't know what I said. I started it on the last Thursday, and I finished it last Friday night. I did not go to the march, but I wanted to. I didn't have time that day, and I didn't want to go alone, and no one had the time to go with me. But I'm glad that I made it, and I'm glad that I participated through armchair activism. I don't know. I'm glad I made a hat, and I wore it that day in solidarity. And I'm really proud and happy with how the march went, and how peaceful it was, and how many people came out. So,
what yarn did you use?
I used the darker pink is a Lamb's Pride. It's Lamb's Pride Bulky, which I think is 85/15 merino and mohair, or maybe it's just wool. It's something in mohair, some sort of wool. And then the pink is hand spun. I think it's 100% Peruvian wool, which is from Knit Picks. Yeah, this is my hand spun. And then I put my Angry Feminist Knitters button on there from Bombasine. And I've had a lot of people ask me where I got it, so I thought it was fitting. But I didn't really use a pattern. I just kind of cast on 70 stitches and then did some ribbing and then striped it as I went. And I did a 3-needle bind off. Let me open it up so you can see.
That's your first 3-needle bind off?
It's not. I think I did one a long time ago, but it's my first one in a while. I'd forgotten quite how to do it. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I like it for finishing it off the top of that kind of a hat. Because I had knit the Kit Kat hat by Andre Sue earlier this year as a hat to donate to charity. And, it looks really cute on. And, it was a really popular hat prior to the march. So.
I think a lot of people did use that one too.
Mm-hmm.
That one and the one, like the official pattern by Cat Coil. But it's done, and I'm probably gonna. I don't know how often I'm gonna wear it, but
Cat hat's always good.
cat hat, yeah.
Because we're big cat people around here.
So that is my first finished object.
All right. So I will talk about one that I showed last week. This is the second hat that I've knit in my design. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see because it's so dark. But this is knit in Knit Picks Stroll Worsted. And the colorway is Indigo Heather. And I think I talked last week about how I feel this is a little more purple than blue. I think maybe it depends on the light. You definitely can see the blue in it. But
it's a bluish purple.
To me, it definitely reads more purple than blue. But anyway, this is finished. I think I was close to being finished last week. So that's first.
Ooh, it matches my shirt.
Yeah, kind of. No, see, even there it shows up way more purple.
Yeah, look at my shirt.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally blue all over, but that is definitely reading purple.
We're very blue today. Look how blue
I know, this wasn't planned.
I think I wore this sweater in like the last couple episodes, but it's cold today. It's in the 40s.
Yeah.
Or it was in the 40s.
I really like the way the top of this hat came out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I showed it, but wait. There we go. So, wait. There we go. Wait, why do I keep going off camera? There we go. So it almost looks like a flower.
Yeah, it's cool beans.
Gosh, I am not good. Where do you hold your hand? So anyway, done. So what else do you have? Oh, this is pretty.
I'm so happy I finished this. Okay, so this is my Shallows cowl. It's quite long. It's a pattern by Bonnie Sinat, who is Blue Peninsula. It's the Shallows. I think it's just called Shallows on Ravelry. And there's the pattern comes with instructions for a cowl like this. It's an infinity cowl or for a scarf. So I did the infinity cowl, and I think it turned out nice. Put my hair up, but we're double looped like that. I think it's a good length.
I think it's a real good length for a cowl.
But this was certainly not the first time I Kitchenered, but it was the first time I blocked something flat and then Kitchenered it at the end.
What'd you think of that? Because you had questioned, should I Kitchener it and then block it, or block it then Kitchener it?
I don't know. Usually I Kitchener and then I block so that the Kitchenered bit blocks flat, because sometimes the Kitchener for me is a little wavy. And actually, I can't even find where I Kitchenered, so maybe I was okay. But
and nothing's jumping out to me. It looks like you did a really good job Kitchenering.
I must have. I think what happened is I did a little.
Well, you could turn it inside out and see where the ends are woven in.
That's true. Well, I did. There's a. Sorry, I know this isn't very interesting. There's a part. Here's where I Kitchenered, right here, because there's a ridge here that was supposed to be a garter, but it's just a.
Well, if you've got to look that hard to find it, then it's not going to stand out to
anybody. So I guess it worked out fine. I guess it worked out well.
Never mind.
Yeah. I was going to say you can tell because it's a little wavier, but obviously you can't, because I'm sitting here looking. This is my second time going around.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but let's, right here. See,
there it is.
Here's the ends woven in.
Okay. So that's.
So no, you can't tell.
This is Lashon. This is where I Kitchenered. Right underneath this bit here. So like right there. They are a little wavy.
But not anything noticeable. Like you said, you had to go through it multiple times to find it.
And see, this is what I was looking for. This is supposed to be garter right here, but it's not. Can you Kitchener and garter stitch?
Don't ask me. I've only Kitchenered a couple of times when I did those little tiny hearts for the...
yeah. Well, I've done sock toes and heels and stuff before, but...
Yeah. The Peyton Heart Project hearts are the only ones I ever Kitchenered for.
The yarn is the Woolen Rabbit, and it is the Silky Biffle base, which is a BFL silk, and it has a nice little halo to it. You can kind of see, there it is, look at that. So, and the colorway is Daddy Steel Bucks. And I'm really, really happy with how it came out.
Looks nice.
Yeah, it's like just tonal enough. I really love this yarn. I really love the Woolen Rabbit, and I really want to get some more. So, that is my second finished object for the week. And the reason why I finished this is because I made myself finish this before I cast on one of my works in progress. Larry kept telling me, he's like, just cast it on. You don't need to wait till you finish the other one. And you're like, no, yeah, but I should.
Well, you have a lot of works in progress, so yeah. I guess you're trying to...
I don't have that many right now, not active ones. I have 3.
Well, then you've been doing a good job of trying to get them off the needles.
Yeah, look at me go. Wow.
Yeah. Very uncharacteristic.
I know. I go...
All right, my second work in finished object is a little baby hat. This is just a basic baby hat by, where is it? Oh, I forgot to write it down. Just a basic baby hat. I've made this a bazillion times.
What's the yarn?
The yarn is Serenity Garden Yarn. It's a Deborah Norville yarn. I've had this in deep stash for a very long time. The colorway is C. And this is a fingering weight yarn, but it was held double. So it's kind of got the neat kind of pooling of some of the colors, which I really like. And it's just a basic hat. Just trying to move things out of my stash that I'm using yarn that I know I'm not going to keep for myself. And I think it's really cute, and it'll be a real cute hat for a baby.
Is that a baby size or is that a preemie size?
This is actually a newborn size.
Okay.
So, yeah. Because I was holding the yarn double, I wasn't quite sure, and I wasn't going to swatch for gauge just because hats can be various sizes. So yeah. I just decided to go ahead and knit a newborn hat size so that if it turned out smaller, then it could go preemie, and if it turned out bigger, then, you know, it moved into more of a baby realm. Yeah. So second finished object, hat number 2 this week.
So you go again. Because I only had the 2 for knitting.
All right. My last finished object of this week is a pair of mitts. These are the Rebel mitts. They kind of come in dark. They are by Trudy Brown, and they are knit pick swish worsted. And the colorway, why do they look 2 different sizes? I know they're not 2 different sizes. I'm looking at them.
You're holding the right one higher.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the colorway is Garnet Heather, and they have a really pretty cable. It looks like a cable on the front, but it's really not cable. They're just slip stitches.
It looks just like the monkey hat pattern.
Does it really?
Not monkey hat, monkey socks.
But
it looks kind of like Nutkin too.
They're just really long fingerless gloves. I'm knitting these for a friend for her daughter. They live in Salt Lake City or in the Salt Lake City area. So I thought I would knit her some really long mitts. And I'm going to knit her some ear warmers in the same color as a set.
More than one?
Well, and then I'm knitting a second pair for her mom. But, but that one is going to be a surprise. I don't think they watch the podcast, so I think we're good. So this is.
Did you do any shaping on the forearm?
Well, so long? It comes that way. You knit. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, so I'm not giving anything away. So you cast on a certain number of stitches, and then after every certain decreases, you do every certain number of repeats. You do some decreases on the arm area. So yes, it eventually.
Oh, you can really see it on the back.
Yeah, that's why I was showing the back, but you can see where it's I don't know if it's showing up really well with the lighting, but yeah, you can see a line down the center because the decreases do come in the center.
Cool beans.
Yeah, so it's a really nice pattern.
It'll be warm too.
Yeah, but so it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's called Rebel. So yeah.
So I have some spinning. Should I do that now or do that after?
Usually we put spinning after we do works in progress.
Okay. So I have 2.
I just have one. So you go.
Okay. So this is in my bag from Lynn. It's Sunshine and Bubblegum. Oh, and we sold out of these kits. So thank you to everyone who bought a kit. We sold out, which is pretty cool. So these are my Louisiana Iris socks. And I haven't done a ton of work on these, but I haven't showed them in a while, so I figured I'd just pop in and show you how they're coming along. I was doing a pattern on the front, and I kept messing it up, so I just ripped it out and decided to do a vanilla sock. So there's not a whole lot to see here.
What there is to see is that beautiful colorway.
Oh,
I love the way the purples and greens are playing together, and then you've got some sparkle.
Yeah, this is Louisiana Iris. It is a kit exclusive colorway right now for the kit that I'm doing with Whimsy Stitches. We do have a couple left. I'm not sure exactly how many, but that one is a limited edition kit we can't do anymore after we sell out. So for right now, that's the only way to get this yarn if you do want it. It's Louisiana Iris, and the base is my Glimmer base, which is a gold stellina. And I really like it. I've been dyeing it up, and it's really fun to dye. So I like the speckles inside the stripes. Like
I do too.
I wouldn't call that pooling, but the spiraling kind of. Yeah, Yeah. So these are knit on size 1 needles as usual, 2.25 millimeter. And these are my sock rockets by Addie. And I like them okay. They're I kind of have to change the way I knit. I think I talked to someone in the thread, one of the episode threads about this, but I push the stitches off with my finger. And so for the sock rockets and the high sharps, sometimes I get like a little cut in my finger from.
Yeah, you make a hole in your finger.
Yeah. So I have to be careful. I have to keep the stitches on the very end of the needles instead of pushing them off so I can just pull them off with the other needle. Mm-hmm. But I like them okay. They're going pretty quick.
Many of us have done that before. I know I have.
Yeah. Yeah, so look at that.
Looks good.
And this is my, I used to have a job at the university, and I've actually quit that job since because I'm not living as close to the university anymore, and it's just easier, especially because I'm dyeing so much yarn now. My business has had a pretty decent uptick, so thank you. So I was able to quit my job, but the downside to that is that I don't have as much knitting time because I worked in the housing office. So all I did whenever I wasn't needed to like let a student into their rooms or like do inventory or something, I would just sit there and knit. And that's how I got so many socks done last year. So I'm working more on thinking kind of projects, like shawls and stuff, more so than just socks, now that I'm not knitting while I'm multitasking, you know. So that's probably why this haven't had a whole lot of work done.
My only work in progress left this week is a hat that I keep in the car. This is in my bag from Lynn of Sunshine and Bubblegum. And this was before she even got her label, so I can't show the label. But it's just another hat. I usually try to keep a hat in the car to take with me whenever I am going to the doctor's office or sitting in traffic. Yesterday I went to go pick up a prescription from Walgreens, and the line was backed up, and I was knitting in line there.
It matches us.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Look at this with the shirt. But anyway, I'm doing the decreases, so I should be able to finish this today. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I brought it inside, because I didn't have any DPNs with me, and I'm getting ready to. It's one more decrease, and I think it'll be too many stitches to stretch across the 16-inch needle. So yeah, this should be a finished object next week. This is Impeccable Solids, Loops and Thread Impeccable Solids in the Royal Blue colorway. And it's a hat for charity, and just put it in the pile to give to someone who needs it.
Yep. So I think that's it. Paper was stuck. Sorry, show notes were stuck underneath a cup full of ducks, which we'll show you in a second. I have some spinning. So I showed this a long time ago. Maybe not a long time ago. I showed it in December, and I wanted to finish it for Christmas, which obviously didn't happen, but it wasn't.
It was in process.
Yeah. So this is, let me just show you. Stick the card in there so it doesn't poke out. So this is some batlings from Hobbledehoy. And I'm sure if you know anything about spinning, you've heard of her batlings. And the colorway
is just gorgeous.
Cute. I think it's 222 yards of a fingering weight. There were only 2 ounces of battling, so that sounds about right. Generally, full skeins of yarn are about 3.5 to 3.7. So half of that at 2, and I'm getting 222 yards. So it's a light fingering. I do not have a wraps per inch tool, which it's been on my list to get for a long time, but I just haven't gotten around to it, because then I could tell you exactly what weight it was. But I think it's really pretty. So the colorway is Canyonlands, and it's hand-dyed merino wool, bamboo, sari silk, and gold sparkle. So I'm really happy with how it turned out.
That's really nice.
And it's really soft. Sometimes I don't know if it's the blends I use or the way that I spin, but sometimes my hand spun feels kind of crunchy. Does that make any sense?
I don't know anything about hand spun, so
I don't know if it's the way I dye. I don't do any fiber prep. I just spin from the braid or from the battling or whatever. So I don't do any combing or drafting or anything before I spin. So maybe the fibers are like crossing. I don't know. But this is really soft is the point. Maybe it's the bamboo. I've never spun anything with bamboo before.
Bamboo is typically soft.
Yeah. So I think there were 8 batlings, and the last one I opened it up, and there was this little pocket of like this big wad of stellina. It was fantastic. So the last part of the yarn, that it's a 2-ply, and the last bit is super duper sparkly, which I think is really fun. You can kind of see the sparkle there. Yeah. So the plan is maybe doing a cowl or a shawl with this as an accent color. But I just wanted to do it for fun. I don't really have a project in mind.
It'll come along.
Yeah, not socks because doesn't have any nylon in it, and I don't think I want to do. I don't think it's superwash either.
I think that would be a lot prettier in a cowl or a shawl.
Yeah, look at that little baby skein.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So that was another one where I finished it up because I wanted to start my next project, and I have plans for a bat that I got from Three Waters Farms. I think that's the one. Not bat. It's a braid. I don't have it to show, but I think I'm going to start it this week, so y'all can show you next episode. But I have some plans for that one, so I'm excited. But that's all I have for spinning right now. But we have an exciting package. Would you like to show that one first?
Sure. We're now moving into Throw Us Something, Mister.
We have 2 packages. Which one goes first?
The one that came first. How about that?
Okay. So, pardon my reach there. We were contacted by Pam, I believe, at Louay Yarns. I think it's Louay North America. And she said that she enjoyed the podcast and she wanted to send us some things to review and some things for us to give away. So I was thinking, oh, they're going to send us like each a skein and then a skein to give away. But no, they sent us this box from obviously Louay North America. And they sent us a ton of stuff for us and to give away. So, would you like to start showing the things?
They sent us this pattern. So there are a couple of copies of this pattern. This is called Teami.
I guess, yeah.
I'm not really sure how to say that.
And this is the yarn to make it out of. They sent. This is the skein for us. It's their Euroflax.
And that's the yarn that is
called for
suggested.
Called for in the pattern.
It's a Euroflax sport weight.
Yeah, it's 100% wet spun linen. And this colorway is crab apple. And then this colorway is soft coral.
So there's
2 copies of those.
2 copies of that.
And then they sent us these little pattern books. I haven't looked at all the patterns in there, but there's a really cute skirt I want to find. Let me see one. The book is called She Made Them Her Own.
And it's the best of Trudy Van Stratton. Oh, I'm sorry, Strayland. Sorry.
There's a skirt in here.
It's really cute patterns in here.
Oh, I like this tank top.
Really, really cute.
Yeah. I think I want to make that tank top because I've always wanted to make a tank top just because in the summer.
Here are the patterns that are in here, and I'm covering up. There's apparently a pattern code so that you can get these patterns and put them in your Ravelry.
What?
Cute. Yeah,
I
right
didn't
here.
see that. That's awesome. Look at that. So this is all designed by the one lady, right?
Yes.
Look at this skirt, guys. And there's instructions to make it shorter or longer too.
Cute.
Yeah, so there's one for us and one to give away of this pattern book. There's also 8 skeins of Louay gems in 2 different colorways.
This is Apple Blossom. So 3 Apple Blossom.
Is that the same as this? Oh, that's soft coral. No. Yeah, 4 Apple Blossom.
Yeah, 4 Apple Blossom. And then there's 4 in Heron Gray.
And then they sent, for me specifically, some of their Louay Gems yarn in the different bases for me to try dyeing to see how it takes dye. So this is the light worsted version. And Louay Gems is 100% superwash. No, 100% merino wool. So I don't think it's superwash.
Let's see. This one is, it says machine washable and dryable.
Oh, I can't read. I'm sorry.
So they're superwash.
Yeah, they're superwash. So this is the worsted. And then this is the sport. And then that's the fingering. So we're going to divvy it up into...
God, that would be worst.
You'll get it eventually. We've only had 42 episodes.
Slow learner.
Yeah. We're gonna divvy the yarn up. There's going to be some for us to keep, and then we're going to do 1 or 2 bundles to give away. And I believe we decided that's going to be a separate giveaway. It won't be with a cow.
Yeah, well, it may be with the. We haven't decided. Let's just put it that
Okay.
way. We're not going to include it in the Crew of Yarnia's cow.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We will definitely announce. It'll be a giveaway that goes for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know whenever we plan to do that.
Absolutely.
So that is the first package we got,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got something exciting in the mail today. I was contacted by Wendy, who is Fat Girl Sewing on Instagram, and she has an Etsy shop. Let me pull out her little card here. It is Fat Girl Sewing on Etsy.com, and her username is Wendy Ray 1980.
You show it.
There we go.
So there she is.
Where'd your chocolate go?
I don't know.
Let's do the back.
But she sent us 3 beautiful project bags. Isn't that gorgeous?
She sent one. She told me she wanted to donate a giveaway prize for the cow,
Little owls,
which
on
was
the
super
inside.
sweet of her. And she sent.
Read these.
What? Oh, she sent one to give away, and then one for each of us, which was super generous.
Wow, they have pockets on the inside.
Yeah, I know. You didn't see that earlier?
No.
So this is the one I'm gonna keep. And the inside fabric is this pretty yellow floral.
These are beautiful bags.
And then this is the one for the giveaway.
This will be in the Crew of Yarnia's cow giveaway.
First prize we got, yay! So it has nice white canvas pulls, and then it comes with a little pouch, and there is a chocolate in here, as well as her card and a progress keeper. So inside of that is just a pretty yellow goldy kind of fabric.
And this is a very nice size bag.
Yeah, you could definitely fit 3 skeins in there, no
easily
problem.
fit 3 skeins. And I'm not...
There's a big old pocket. I think that might be good for a pattern.
This right here, I don't know how you can see it. There's pockets on, but 2 pockets on each side. So these are just really generously sized.
Yeah.
And they are just fabulous. Thank you so much, Wendy. That was incredibly sweet and
she
generous
sent us a sweet note as well. And thank you so much for sending us bags as well as some to give away. We really appreciate it.
Look how well that matches with your hands.
Oh, yeah. We were looking at.
Look at that.
Pretty cool.
Absolutely. I think it would go well with this bag, too.
Yeah, it would. So thank you again, Wendy. We really appreciate it. And we cannot wait to give away your bag. So if you want a chance to win this bag, this is the giveaway bag with the pretty floral on the bottom, then this will be a prize for the Crew of Yarnia's cow. So come and join us if you'd like a chance to win. Yeah. So, I think that's it. I have some things coming.
Yeah.
I forgot a whip.
Do you want to go get it?
It's right here.
Oh.
I forgot to talk about it.
Oh.
Right, we are rewinding right now. So we're going
not literally though.
We're going back a little bit. I looked over and I'm like, what is that? I didn't talk about that. So this is in the scrappy thread bag, which I showed last week that I love so much. This is what I cast on, what I finished my shallows
Oh
shawl.
my gosh, I can't believe we didn't talk about that.
I know. Okay, so this is the Bendy Arrow shawl. I was kind of torn. I have in my stash several pairs of yarn that I know I want to do 2 color shawls out of, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. So I narrowed it down to this one and another one, and I had people on Instagram pick. So most people told me that they wanted to see this shawl cast on. So it is the Bendy Arrow shawl.
Do you have a picture of it? Did you print out the pattern?
I did, but we were out of ink.
Oh,
and
that's
so
right.
the pattern came out all funny. And I have my iPad, which I've been taking notes on, but it's in the other room. So imagine, if you will, it's like a trapezoid kind of shape. It's not a traditional shape. And it starts at one end, and it's solid, and then it stripes, and then there's like blocks of color in the middle, and then it stripes, and then there's the end. So it's like...
It almost looks like an arrow because it's got a point on one end, but then it's got 2 points that come out like this on the other end.
Yeah. I don't know what I was trying to do. We'll have a link to it in the show notes.
Yes.
So I decided, or Instagram decided, my peeps on Instagram decided I should knit this one, and the yarn is Madeline Tosh. It's Tosh Mo Light, which I don't know if it's one of their new bases or if I just never seen it before, but it's got merino in it. I think it's 85-15 merino and not mohair. It has mohair in it.
Tosh
Tosh Mo Light.
That's the Mo?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it has merino in it. Like, not
Mo
every other
merino?
yarn I use has merino in it.
That would be cashmere light.
Yeah, this has mohair in it. It is, I think it's 85-15 merino and mohair. So this is Scratched Record.
Which I think is a great color.
I know, it's perfect. And then this one is the one I'm really excited about. This is Cosmic Silver, which is a light gray with all these crazy color speckles in it.
Little pops of a bazillion colors. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get to this color. So this is what I have so far. I cast it on Wednesday. We met up with Rick of Whimsy Stitches for a little coffee date. And I had to start it over twice because I kept talking and I wasn't paying attention. It's not really a good hanging out and drinking coffee with friends kind of project.
That's why I need the blue hat.
Yeah, I should have worked on a sock, but I was really excited to cast this on. So that's what I have so far. And funnily enough, I am working this on a size 6. The pattern page on Ravelry says a US size 6. So I got the US size 6. I printed the pattern and then we drove across the lake. And I sit down and I pull up the pattern. I look at the pattern and it says a US size 4. So I was like, So I went on the Ravelry projects and it seems like there's a couple people that used a 4. There's a couple people that used a 6. There's someone who used a 3. There's someone who used a 7. So
I think people are because shawls can be varied. I think people are going with what kind of fabric they like.
Yeah, and I like the fabric it's making so far.
I typically knit my shawls on a 6.
Yeah, I knit some on a 4. I knit the Shallows cowl on a 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I knit my Drachenfels on a 5. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like gauge matters that much on a shawl. And I think the mix-up is that a US size 6 is a 4mm needle. So maybe she was thinking, oh, 4, it's a size 4, but it's 4mm. So
have you thought about asking her about that?
I don't care that much.
As a designer, though, it would be something I would want to know.
Maybe.
That people would be confused because the Ravelry page says this needle, and then when you print out the pattern, it's a different needle on the actual pattern. I would want to know if that were my pattern.
Yeah, but anyway, can't believe I forgot this. But this is how it looks so far.
I love it.
And it's a paid pattern, so I'm not going to give it away. But you knit a certain number of repeats, and then you start the striping. And I'm really excited to get to the striping because I cannot wait to use the Cosmic Silver color. So that's what I have so far.
You look good.
I can't believe I forgot it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite whip. I'm playing favorites. It gets the favorite bag. It's the favorite whip. So playing favorites with all my children.
Where's Pearl?
Pearl's always the favorite.
Pearl's the favorite of the favorites?
Pearl's the favorite.
Okay, so we're going to move into the lanyard?
Yes.
Okay, so in honor of our Crew of Yarniest Cal and the fact that it is Mardi Gras season, we have been talking about Mardi Gras and just giving our viewers who don't live in the area a little taste of what it's like to live down here. I have been drinking some Abita King Cake soda that we've got this week.
I still haven't tried that.
It is very interesting. I didn't know Abita made this. Abita is a local brewery. They do
it's like
beer.
15 minutes away, too.
Yeah,
in
beer,
Abita Springs.
root beer, sodas, things like that. And I didn't know that they did, they made a king cake soda, so I bought it to try it. It literally tastes like
someone
king
liquefied
cake.
a king cake?
Exactly. I mean, they have got the taste spot on. It's a little weird, only in that you don't expect to be drinking a king cake.
Yeah.
So we opened 2 bottles last night, and it was very mixed reviews. Some people were like, yeah, it's great because I like king cake, and other people were like, ew, I like king cake, but I don't want to drink it. Yes, it does. It tastes like cinnamon. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like literally drinking a king cake. So if you're interested,
I don't know. Do they sell it?
It says it's seasonal, and I'm sure it's local. But if you have gluten issues, it is gluten-free. So if you miss the taste of king cake, you could drink this maybe and get your fix.
Can you order it?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, you'd have to call
or go to their website.
Yeah, you'd have to call Abita Brewery, I suppose. But yeah, so that's what I've been drinking. I went to Rouse's yesterday to try a different king cake. We have a family friend who works in the bakery over at Rouse's, and she recommended that we try a new king cake that they're making over there. It is a cookie butter king cake,
like the speculoos cookies.
Yes,
well, and so good.
I haven't had any of it yet, but
I had 2 pieces today.
Yeah, all I had to say was save me a piece because I don't think it's going to last the day. It's going to be one of those things that doesn't last more than 24 hours in the house. Yeah. But, so yeah, we have been trying to do a little bit of Mardi Gras around the house.
Well, like Sed was saying last night, we've had 4 king cakes so far this year.
Yeah, and we
usually don't even do one. Usually Dad brings one home from work and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I mean,
we're doing this for you guys. We're eating this cake.
Yeah.
For y'all.
Yeah. Let's go with that. So, anyway, in spirit of that, I thought I would buy that to show that to y'all today as a little bit of something different. And so today we're going to talk about throws. Someone had asked a question. I'm not sure if it was in the Ravelry group or on YouTube about throws and what are throws.
Yeah. Let me just say this really quick. If you do have a question for us, it's easier for us to answer it in the Ravelry group. I prefer the Ravelry group just because I don't always check the YouTube comments, but I usually do check the Ravelry group. So we'll probably do our best to answer, we will do our best to answer in the YouTube comments, but it is easier if they're all in one place. So.
And if you have anything you'd like us to talk about, please feel free to mention it to us as well, because we're happy to talk about anything that you have questions about. So in doing the research about throws, we found a little bit of background on it, that there was a crew called the 12th Night Revelers in the 1870s who started throwing things as they paraded.
They just started throwing stuff at people.
Well, it just said they started throwing trinkets.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually say what they started throwing. But it said that the crew of Rex was the first parade that started throwing something at the parades, and it was some little glass bead necklaces. And so that started the tradition of the parades throwing things. And then Rex was also the first parade to start throwing doubloons. And I thought we had some doubloons, and I know we have some doubloons.
Dad has this collection of doubloons that he's had since he was a kid. He used to collect them and like do all the trading and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he keeps trying to give them to me. He's like, oh, give them to your friends. Give them to your podcast viewers. Like, send them out. And I'm like...
Yeah, we'll probably put some doubloons in the Crew of Yarny as prizes. But typically doubloons are like little coins that they'll throw.
They're usually aluminum, right?
Yes, they're typically aluminum. Now, they started off actually being, actually minted coins that don't have any monetary, like you can't spend them, but they do have some value.
They're collectible.
And
there's a lot of them that are valuable.
Yeah, some of them do have some great value to them. But each parade has their own doubloon. And
each year the design changes.
Yes, they change every year. The Crew of Bacchus typically has a red coin that on one side is the Bacchus, crest and, their picture. But on the other side is the picture of the king. And so that one is the one that is the highly collectible one.
Well, they usually have celebrities as the king.
Yeah, and the king changes every year. And so, if you want to try to collect something that's going to be different, collecting the king's actual doubloon would be one. Some parades aren't doing doubloons as much as they used to.
They're hard to catch.
They're hard to catch, and you need to be very careful when you catch them after they've fallen on the ground, because people will stomp on them. And so if you're reaching down to grab it, someone can stomp your hand. Yeah. That happened to my mom one year. She reached down to get a doubloon, and this guy with the cowboy boot was like really just stomping her hand into the ground. I mean, she was beating on his leg and everything, and he wouldn't even let her hand up.
Because he wanted it so bad. Like, if you step on it, it's yours.
Yeah, an aluminum coin. There are some people that do some crazy stuff for plastic beads and aluminum coins. But anyway, so other things that they're thrown at the parade, we've got...
now, I went to Argus last year, so all of this stuff was thrown at Argus, which I think is funny because that's from Muses. So the throws are recycled. Yeah. Like, if you get something that you don't want at one parade and you're in another parade, you can just throw whatever you want. Yeah. Like, there's no... officially mandated. You can, like, this is a little coin, like a pencil pouch. I caught at Argus. That's obviously from the Muses parade. Someone didn't want it, and they're like, here, you can throw it in Argus. Like,
yeah. So here's some Mardi Gras beads that, they would throw at parades. Here's like a little Mardi Gras duck Those
I
are
love
always
that.
cute.
I love that so much. I didn't even know that was in there.
A big thing for parades to throw are cups, and usually they'll have the date on them. I'm trying to see if this is dated. No, this one isn't dated, so they can use this one every year, but typically they'll have a dated cup. A big thing to throw are like little frisbees and things like that. So just any little trinket that they'll throw.
And I will say, for some of the bigger parades, you're not hurting for stuff. Like,
no.
You start out, and at every parade I've ever been to.
Show your bag?
Yeah, you want to go grab it?
Okay,
every parade I've ever been to, you start out. Watch out for shaking the table.
Well, I can't reach it any other way.
You start out putting them around your neck as you catch them, and soon you're like dragged down by the weight. So this bag is totally full from the one parade I went to last year. I actually caught the bag at the parade too.
And
yeah, it's like there's so much crap in here. Like, this is one person at one parade, and like there is so much plastic garbage that they will throw at you.
So in my research, one of the people that they interviewed was the owner of the Mardi Gras import store in Slidell. We had gone there a couple of weeks ago to get a couple of things.
Ooh, I'll put that video at the front of this episode. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Because we did film some video whenever we went there.
Yeah, and so we went in there to get some throws for and some things. We are doing exchange with Tracy and Jody of the Grocery Girls, and we bought some things to put into their box. And then also in a couple of weeks, we're going to participate in a very tiny Mardi Gras parade in one of the local hospitals. And so we went in there to go and get some things to throw at that parade. But in the research that I was doing, the owner of this particular store said it's not unusual for each individual crew member to spend between $800 and $1,500 a year on throws. So that's how much they're spending on things that they're throwing out at the parade. Mm-hmm. And typically, members of the crew have to put their order in the fall so that they have all their throws that they need ready for Mardi Gras season, in next February or whenever, January, February, whenever the Mardi Gras season ends. So it is a very big deal. I remember when we first moved to South Louisiana and started going to Mardi Gras parades, I remember that they were still using the glass beads. Now, this was in the 1970s, and they slowly moved to plastic beads, but they were still individually strung. But now the beads are typically beads that you'll see, and play beads with little kids will play with. That they're plastic beads that are molded onto
they're molded plastic.
Yeah, so they're not movable beads. But there was a time when they were literally strung beads. So whenever more than one people would grab for the necklace, it would pop and beads would rain all over everybody.
And the glass beads, throwing them on the concrete,
they didn't really break as bad as you would think they would. Yeah, I don't remember seeing a lot of glass. They were so small that they were solid. Mm. So it wasn't like that they weren't shattering like you would think. Something hollow would break a lot easier. So I think that's it. Oh, I did want to mention this. One of the more popular throws, and I'm not sure if people have heard about this, there's a Mardi Gras crew called the Zulu Aid and Pleasure Club, and they do hand-painted coconuts. And those are really cool. They paint the coconuts, and they used to throw them out to the crowds, but then people started worrying that they were going to, someone was going to get hurt because they can weigh up to 11 pounds apiece. So now they will point to you out of the crowd, and they will hand you the coconut. And they're really, really cool. I was given one year, and I cannot believe that I do not still have it. But those are really cool. So,
well, Muses decorates the shoes.
Yeah, Muses is a ladies' crew. They decorate shoes, and they'll throw the shoes. So some of the crews will try to get something that's very creative, that is something only found by their crew, and then other crews will just kind of do, the same things other people do, but put their spin on it. Like the Arcus Parade has their cup with their emblem on it, or, everybody does the balloons with their emblem on it. Yeah. But, so that's all about throws. And when Robin and I do this part of our podcast, when we talk about what we've got in acquisitions, we call it throw me something, mister, because that was the traditional thing that people used to say at the Mardi Gras parades.
People still say it.
Well,
a lot of people just scream.
Yeah, well, that's when I don't really hear as many people say, throw me something, mister. But typically that's what people would say whenever they wanted someone to throw them something. So that's what we're thinking whenever we get something in the mail, or we order something that's thrown to us. That's our acquisition. So that's why we have named that part of our podcast, Throw Me Something, Mister. So
I remember we went to Disney World once when I was really young, and they were having one of the parades that they do, and I could not believe that they were not going to throw stuff.
yeah,
I could not understand why they weren't throwing beads.
it does kind of skew you a little bit because down here, we not only for Mardi Gras parades, but for other parades. I know they have
The
St.
Irish
Patrick's.
Italian,
They have the
yeah.
Irish Italian parade. They have St. Patrick's parades. They have Crew de Boo. There are all sorts of parades that go on during
Throughout
the
the
year,
year. Yeah.
and people throw things. And so I know that's not typical everywhere else. I did grow up someplace else, so I know that's not typical, but my kids, this is all they know. And so whenever you went to a parade someplace else
Yeah.
and there were no throws, you were a bit confused.
I will tell you, I'm not that excited about getting cabbages thrown at me at the Irish Italian parade. If I'm going to be screaming for something, I want it to be plastic garbage, not cabbages.
Yeah,
Cabbages can hurt someone too. I wonder if they have to.
I'm sure that they probably follow the same
Yeah.
guidelines as I would think, as Zulu has to follow with the coconuts.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to get beaned by a cabbage.
Yeah. I haven't been to some of the racier parades, but I've never gotten anything that inappropriate. Like everyone thinks, oh, Mardi Gras is all about, boobs and
Well,
stuff.
I think it depends on where you are. I think there's a lot of inappropriate stuff on Bourbon Street.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I went to the parade on Canal. I forget which one it was, but I don't know. Maybe I haven't been lucky enough.
No, you need to be on Bourbon Street. You see a lot of stuff on Bourbon
Because
Street.
we saw some pretty, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Not safe for work. Pretty not safe for work stuff at the Mardi Gras store.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God. There was a lot of genitalia.
Adult bees.
Yes. And I'm like, there's, I mean, I'm not a prude, but like, there's children in here. There are kids in here.
Well, they did have them in a section.
No, they didn't. They were on each end cap. They were. I could not believe it.
See that on my name?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, we don't need to have this
Oh my
discussion.
goodness.
But anyway, so there's something for everybody at Mardi Gras. So,
Yeah.
Is that about it?
I think that's it. I do have a shop update that I'll talk about. But again, if you want to know anything about Mardi Gras that we haven't already talked about, or if you have a question about anything New Orleans-y, really, this is probably the time to talk about it. Let us know.
Well, it doesn't, New Orleans-y stuff you can ask us year-round because we're not going anywhere. But we are kind of focusing on Mardi Gras right now, so shoot us a question.
I'm a little worried we're going to run out of topics.
Well, if we do, then we're done.
Yeah. Well, we have some plans to go to some parades. I really want to do, what's the one? Is it Crew de Vue? Is that the one that's like crazy? Because I think my consumer behavior teacher was talking about how she's in Crew de Vue, and they have like, oh, it's not really appropriate to talk about, but it's very, very much an adult parade. But it's supposed to be like the craziest, most fun one to go to. And I kind of
in the quarter.
Yeah, it's in. I think it's down by around Champion. Like it starts around Champion Square. It's where the Crew de Boo was.
Okay, that's
Further down.
Oh God, what's that? Where they had started the march the other day.
Yeah.
But that's not Champion Square. Champion Square is outside the Superdome.
What's the one I'm thinking of? Washington Square?
Washington Square.
That's the one. Okay. Because that's the one we went to for the gay pride thing. Okay.
And that's also where a Crew de Vue starts.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I think that's where Crew de Vue, Vieux, something like that. That's supposed to be the crazy one. I really want to go, but no one wants to go with me. Larry sure the heck is not, because he's not a crowd person. So maybe he'll find someone to go with. I don't know. Okay. So I think that's all we have for the lanyard section. I do have a small shop update this week. I have started school recently, so it's a little bit less than it normally is. But I will go ahead and show you what I have. If you're not interested in this section of the podcast, then thank you for watching. You're free to leave. But if you would like to see what I have for this update, then stick around just for a couple of minutes. I will have Valentine's colorways, because those have been pretty popular lately. This one is Conversation Hearts. I had this in the last update, and it sold out. So it's light yellows, purples, and pinks with some pink speckles. I have more Patisserie Party, which is a pretty popular colorway lately. I think Danielle of Knox Yarn Company is making a pair of Valentine socks out of this, so I dyed up a couple skeins.
Those would look great in socks.
Yeah, I saved a skein for myself of my MCN base, so I want to do some socks with that, I think.
Oh, I couldn't do socks on MCN.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I like the plumpness of it, so I think I'm gonna see how I like it. But this isn't labeled because they were drying this morning, but they're dry now. So patisserie party. And then this one is the colorway that I did for the kit with Lynn. This is Mint Rose Tea. And since we are sold out of the kits, I am offering this as just like a single skein. You don't have to buy the kit. So it has spearmint, kind of greeny mint, and then some pink and some gold colors at the end, and some speckles of all three colors. So those are my Valentine's colors. I also still have
Tainted Love?
Yeah, I still have Tainted Love, which is that really, really bright purple color. I will also have a couple skeins of Hello Mayor, which is one of my Animal Crossing colorways based on Isabelle. And The Bad Beginning, which is my Series of Unfortunate Events colorway. Or one of my Series of Unfortunate Events colorway. It's, you really can't see the speckles, but it's yellow with black speckles and then some blue bits, like the cover of the first book. I do have some more Series of Unfortunate Events colorways planned and dyed up, but I'm going to save that for the first update of February. So that is what is in the shop. There's a couple skeins of each colorway, and that is going to go live tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time in the Etsy shop. So I don't think that this podcast will be up by then. But again, if you want to stay more up to date with what's going to be in the shop before the podcast goes up, then I would suggest following me on Instagram, because I usually post a couple of sneak peeks before the update. So I think that's it, huh?
Think so?
Yep. So if you watched till the end, then thank you for watching. If you're a new viewer, thank you for joining us the first time. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. Definitely go check out the Crew of Yarnius knit along, because it's a pretty fun knit along. We have a lot of finished objects already. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.